جمهور واسع بشكل فعال.
شبكة واسعة النطاق. آي راديو ليست مجرد محطة إذاعية، إنها شبكة من المحطات المترابطة. لم تكن شريك مع آي راديو. سنقوم ببث برنامجك عبر مواقع متعددة مثل واو، أويل، كواجوك، يامبيو، بور، رنج، ملكال وباليت، وبيضمن أقصى قدرة من التغطية والتأثير.
التواجد الإقليمي: بتمتد بصمة آي راديو إلى ولاية غرب وشمال بحر الغزال، غرب والاستوائية الوسطى، جونغلي، أعالي النيل وواراب. من خلال التعاون مع آي راديو يمكنك التواصل مع المجتمعات المتنوعة والجماهير المستهدفة في المناطق ديل.
مشاركة المجتمع: الشراكة مع آي راديو بتعني التعامل مع مجتمعات على مستوى الشعبي. رسالتك حتوصل للمستمعين في مواقع مختلف، مما يعزز التفاعلات الهاتفة ويزيد الوعي بعلامة تجارية.
التغطية الشاملة: مع محطات في مواقع استراتيجية زي الرنج، ملكال وباليت، بتوفر آي راديو تغطية شاملة بتصل إلى كل من المراكز الحضرية والمناطق الريفية. بتضمن شراكتك مع آي راديو الرؤية عبر منطقة جغرافية واسعة.
ما تفوت فرصة توسيع نطاق رسالتك باستخدام آي راديو. شارك أو أعلن معنا الليلة وخلي صوتك مسموع في جميع أنحاء جنوب السودان.
Welcome to the Sundown Show. On this show, we bring you the movers and shakers of South Sudan and the world over. We engage in debates and discussions that unearth the stories behind the news. And we have our light moments too by chit-chatting about issues that affect our day-to-day life. Stay right here on the Sundown. Join in and be part of the show on iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. The Sundown. For the news, views, opinion, debates and discussions. Listen to who is who talking about issues that affect our country and continent. Only on the Sundown, your eye on South Sudan.
Hello and welcome to the Sundown Show on I Radio with me, Madrama. Today is Tuesday, 23rd of September 2025. Tonight we continue with focus on that's the second day of the trial involving first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar and 7 other senior SPLMIO officials over the Nasir incident. Well, during today's session, the court conducted preliminary proceedings requesting the prosecution to provide the names of the defendants. The judge asked the defendants to state their names, nationality, place of residence, occupation, and religion as required by the trial proceeding. After hearing, the prosecution presented an argument against the defendants' team's argument, which had challenged the competence and jurisdictions of this special court yesterday. The defense team was given an opportunity to argue that the court lacked jurisdiction to try the first vice president and members of the SPLMIO. In the same sitting, the prosecution team submitted its written response, which was followed by a written reply from the defense. After receiving both the documents, the court adjourned for the day. Proceeding are set to resume on Wednesday at 9 a.m. The judges are expected to hear further argument on the jurisdictions, the legality of the case, and the powers of the special tribunal in the next session. Now, let's listen to what happened in the courtroom during the second day of the trial.
Now, do you have any comment?
Yep, yes.
Welcome.
Yesterday, our colleagues in the side of prosecution have submitted to this honorable court 2 papers respond to our objection on the issue of this honorable court. But today, as directed yesterday by this honorable court, our colleagues in the side of prosecutions came with 14 pages plus appendix, lordship, that Nasir incident is a case of a ceasefire violation classes of two forces. As such, the agreement, revitalized agreement, provides for mechanism for resolution of fire violation through the city SAM to investigate and report to RJMEC and IGAD, Council of Ministers. Then RJMEC to report IGAD, and IGAD will recommend the way forward. Of Nigeria, Obasanjo has come to South Sudan and has filed a big report.
Objection.
What is your objection?
My Lord, when we submit our response to the defense, it is the equal right that the court allow us to read out the content of our defense as it was given to the defense yesterday. So now my colleague is going to add something which is there in our response.
I thought you did that yesterday. You give yourself a summarize and the summary, and then today you are submitting your submission. And then I don't think there is any way for you to address this cause. Please sit down. Continue. Defense.
So we insist that this honorable court lacks jurisdictions as to subject matter. Its formation contravenes the provision of Article 103, read together with 104 of our beautiful constitutions, read together with the conduct of business of our national legislature 2013, amended 2021. So to begin with, we want to define to this honorable court, this special court, what is the meaning of the term jurisdiction.
And then you will be submitting what you are summarizing now in written manner.
Yes.
Yes.
We have
So
a copy
please.
to the honorable court,
Yeah, I try
and we have a copy to our colleagues in the constitutions. But this is an open court. The whole world is seeing us, so they need to hear from us. Well, as happened yesterday, it was a due process, and that is why we are doing that.
Continue.
Yes. So the term jurisdiction, my lord, is not an English term. It is driven from Latin words, juris digito, which means I speak by the law. So in case this honorable court does not follow the due process of the articles of the Constitution which govern in the case of the first Vice President, we want to tell this court its origin, its importance in the history of this criminal trial of the 8 accused, among them His Excellency the Direct Marshal Tain. So all courts in the world are dotted with the 12th letter, jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is an all as the law itself.
Excuse, there is. Yes?
My Lord,
Yeah.
I think my colleague is created another
Of our colleagues in the prosecutions, we are replying to what we have put in writing, and ours is also in writing. It is not so long, it is just 7 pages, but let me concentrate on the jurisdiction.
Yes. What is your objection?
My Lord, yesterday, despite the fact that they came with a written submission and were not served earlier, we labored to respond orally in a summarized manner, befitting the needs of this very court. Today, we brought the same, the detailed content of our summarized submission yesterday. Unfortunately, this court has deemed it right that we don't read the same, and we have accepted the same. Unfortunately, it seems where our colleagues have been given a chance to only comment on our response to the defense, they are being given a chance to read a literature to this court, and since this court wants to entertain the same, it is unfair. So we object to this, my Lord Justices.
What you say and what you are saying and what he said and what he is saying are reduced in written form. These are the papers that we will be keeping and base our whatever on them. So we have no any problem with them to give their summary verbally, since it is written. As you did yesterday, we give you chance, you address the court verbally, and at the end you submitted your written statements. So no problem. Let us proceed. We just reminding the defense to try to summarize. Otherwise, welcome, Father.
Thank you, Your Lordship. I want just to remind our colleagues in the prosecution that all of us in the panel, prosecution, and us here, we were taught the law of evidence. And in the doctrine of law of evidence, we have eastable by peers, eastable by conduct, eastable by behavior, which ban to object. This honorable court is open. You are supposed, before you submit a written, to talk. The court does not stop you, but you keep silent.
Please, try to go into.
You keep silent. So nowadays, my lord, issues of jurisdiction take a greater chunk of judicial time, occupies an Olympian position in administration of justice. It is the nap or nucleus of jurisdiction, is the heart of all education. It denies all causes and matters that determine in courts of law. It is a barometer with which the competence or otherwise of courts and causes are gained. It is a cold fact that the concept of jurisdiction holds a kingly position in the administration of justice. It is the touchstones of judicial process. No wonder our courts in South Sudan are constantly awash with thorny. According to Harvard's Laws of England, Volume 10, 4th edition, paragraph 715, defines jurisdiction, that the authority which a court of law has to decide matters that are litigated before it, or to take cognizance of matters presented in a formal way for its decision. Jurisdiction is the right in the court to hear and determine the dispute between the parties in any trial or adjudication. Jurisdiction, my lord, is the power or authority of a court of law or tribunal to go into a matter and deliver a binding judgment.
Again, let me remind you, please, you have already submitted your whatever, okay? We will use it. Please, let us gain time.
It is Your Lordship, with due respect to our colleagues that they were wasting our time with objection which is baseless, and I'm going ahead. Let me just conclude. Jurisdiction, my lord, is the power of the court of law to hear and determine the subject matter in controversy between the parties. In other words, jurisdiction is the authority of courts of law to exercise judicial powers, which is totally of powers of the court to exercise when it assumes jurisdiction. You must first have jurisdiction before you can proceed to exercise your power to try this case. That is why it is the first issue to be determined by this honorable court, so that we can go ahead. In nutshell, let me repeat again, the incident of Nasir is a case of ceasefire violations, clashes between the two parties. As such, the revitalized agreement has for investigation of this matter through sitting SAMs to investigate, report to RJMET, IGAD Council of Ministers, and to report to IGAD Council of Ministers to determine the matter correctly. Thank you.
Thank you. before going to decide on the matters that you have raised, I would like to inform the audience that the court is open for public. And I mentioned this yesterday, that in our laws, public hearing means citizens are allowed to access court. Media, all media houses are allowed to access the court and report. They know the law, they know how to report, and will be responsible for what they are reporting. No way to close or to block any media house that is coming or any other interested citizen. So this must be clear. Number two, we are going to put up the session so that we are able to look into the application raised by the defense. Yes.
We have another reply to the defense lawyer on concerning the private advocate appeared with the public prosecutions. So it is ready and we submit it to you.
What is this?
This is the objection from the defense yesterday. They object that some private lawyers are considered as part of the prosecution team.
So it is not within their application that they submitted yesterday?
No, they raised this yesterday. Separately.
Yeah, what we're presuming is that whatever they objected for is within the written reply, the application that they yesterday, and we gave them the right to reply, and then we give you the right to reply and also the right to comment, and this is the procedure. I don't think there is any other response from your side. Thank you.
We did not submit it. It is here.
Yes?
It is here.
No, procedurally it's not. So keep it with you.
All right.
Thank you. The session tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.
Justice James Alala, the special court is presided by him, and a Supreme Court sitting alongside Judge Simon Stephen and Judge Isaac Ford. That was the scene from today's hearing as the highly followed case continues to unfold. We will keep you updated with the latest development in regards to this particular case.
For news and the music, keep it iRadio.
Still in Juba, the trial has attracted a lot of talks and concern, especially from employees, students and workers in Juba right here. A former Vice Chancellor of the University of Juba, Professor John Akeji, is calling on the Judiciary Committee to relocate the venue of the proceeding against Dr. Riek Machar and his co-accused away from the center of the city. Professor Akeji made the remark a day after the special court adjourned the case for the second time at Freedom Hall in Juba. In a post on his Facebook page this afternoon, he urged that holding the trial at Freedom Hall is negatively affecting citizens, citing roadblocks and that made it difficult for people to reach workplaces, businesses and services. He added that the University of Juba has also been affected, with the students and staff unable to access classroom, offices or seats for exam. Professor Akeji is urging the Judiciary Committee to move the venue to outskirts of Juba, such as a new site or Luri instead of the city center. And now let's listen to Professor John Akeji speaking to iRadio's Walmapal this afternoon.
Since yesterday, you have seen, everybody has witnessed what is happening, closure of major cross points, starting from Seventh-day Adventists to the roundabout of University of Juba. And already the closing down of the Amarat Road, which is passing by, was already a big issue, making it very difficult for the motorists and those who are traffic to move around Juba. Now, if you are going to move this one here to Freedom Hall, yesterday at the University of Juba, staff could not come, they could not turn up to work, to teach, and even those who have exams, they have to be cancelled yesterday. And it also continued today. And certain things have been shifted to afternoon when things open. And normally some staff don't even turn up after that. So this is really because it involved a lot of security measures and, around the court. I think doing it in the middle of a busy center of activity like university, like you have the custom market there, you also have Kanya people who want to have access to it, and those who have businesses and those who want to have access to services, to hospitals. I think it really makes it very difficult. So it has social impact in the sense that you wouldn't have access to your services. You may want to go to hospital that you need. It was very difficult if you are being rushed to hospital. It would take a long time to move around. And Juba City is lacking what you call ring roads. Ring roads, if you want to go to the other side of the town, you can actually not pass through the center. You go around the ring and then you enter. We don't have that. The ring roads have been. There is only major roads coming from Gudela and passing through the 7 days. If you close that, then everything is. So it's a loss for businesses. Those who will not be able to come and buy things they want, and those who have things that they are selling, the traffic, the people who have those who have buses and so on and borders, they will lose business actually, and they lose income, and that's a social impact and economic impact. It has environmental consequence because it will take you a very long way to go around. It means you are actually burning more fuel, and that is you are losing money. At the same time, you are polluting, unnecessarily polluting the environment because you are determined to go around and it takes long. So I think people need to reconsider that. When I was just giving an example of maybe you consider a more isolated place, not in the center of the population, and so on, and they can look at different alternatives, and they study the impact. It is possible for actually those who are there to actually involve the traffic people and say, what is the implication of this? So it looked like this decision was made without any consideration about what will be the impact on that. For example, in University of Juba, if you go on for a month doing that, that means things will be disrupted. This is just one example, but everybody else will be disadvantaged. And it is a security problem also because in the middle, people who are not aware about it will try to make shortcuts to reach where they want to reach, and they can have problems with the security forces. Some of them can be arrested or even wounded, or violence can erupt as well.
Okay, thank you so much for that elaboration, Professor. Now, looking at your opinion, actually, it's a very critical opinion. Helping citizens to really have access to their workplaces, to the education, and other normal businesses. Also, I want to ask you on your perspective. Assuming the venue has been relocated now from the center of Juba, as you emphasized on, and then should be taken to the far end of Juba, what do you think are the security guarantee, to those that will attend? Considering the things that are already happening within the center of Juba, journalists are denied access to the entry gate, or rather to the venue. Civil society activists are being harassed and all these kind of things. Do you think it's going to be easy if it's being taken out from Juba?
Well, it is something that can be organized. If the committee thinks that is viable, they would also answer all the questions that you are asking. I would imagine those who are covering this kind of event, it's not our daily thing. I am not going to be interested to go and leave my job and go and watch that one. But those ones and it can be also broadcast live. People are watching it on on social media. Those who don't have TV, they are watching it. So what is the point now? So access to the public, it can still be dim. People can still cover it. The SSBC is doing that. I don't think there is an issue there. If there is people who are, it's not a question of say, oh, the Freedom Hall is near and me, I'm going to walk there. No. It must be organized. Not everybody should be allowed to go there. You must be screened and you have good reason if you want to witness to be there. It's not a question, and it shouldn't be really something to be encouraged to just anybody walk in and out. You should have a process about why you want to go there, and then you are given your badge to go there, and people are screened. I think this thing can be organized. It's not that difficult. The whole territory of our border is under control of the government. So even the president, he goes there weekend. So what is insecure there? The government is in control of all the territory, including places around Juba. So there's no place the government cannot control, as long as they know about what is it that they fear, the risk, and then they come up with risk management strategies. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Professor. What could be your last statement as we close our discussion now?
No, my last statement is that really people should be sensitive to what the impact of different decisions on the public. Already, the closure of Malad Street Road that is going, past is already created a lot of traffic jam around Bullock, as you know that, and Beijing Hotel. And this thing should have been considered, and they can come with viable. It's a problem solving the problem. Now, if you take a decision like that, without considering the measure, basically the chaos that is created yesterday and continue to create today, then I think people need to be sensitive to the needs of the public and the people. Freedom Hall is a neighbor to University of Juba. And activity, even if you want to put a supermarket anywhere, you should look at the impact on the population. This is what they call environmental and social impact assessment. So clearly, it looks like it is a trivial decision. Let's go. You can do a wedding there, but if you want to have a high security court, a high profile court in that place, then you should have foreseen that. If that is the case, then I think you should also respond to the concern of the public. So I think this decision should be weighed and then involve so many people. There should be a consultation among them. Experts can be brought in and they can be helped. So I think So I think it's not us being critical. It's just for us to see what is painful. If anybody has come around and see how people are trying to go around to get where they were going after closure or major crossing points, they should take pity on us. So I think this is, we like decisions that are sensitive to the needs of the public because, that is the purpose of the government, to take care of the people and the normal citizens. Thank you.
Professor John Akecha talking to my colleague Wal Mapali in that exclusive interview. أنا من تكون في جنوب السودان بقى فرصة لك سن تسل معنا وشارك بذات تبيلغا شواريا في داخل جوبا والبمرور قريب ما فريدوم هول قطر غفلو ودباسر ما كيف وبروفيسور جون أكيج بقول له كان في طريقة قدية دي يشيلوا مثلا في لوري ولا تجابة نيو سايت عشان يكون برا من داخل المدينة أصله ممكن تقدر تطلع من كونيو لخاستوم ولا من خاستوم لكونيو يعني مشوار بكون قوي خالص وسكاد القطار كله قفلوا إتا بقول بذاب شنو تصل معنا في 09 وايد ولا 22 986 as we have heard from that's a Professor John Akecha, former Vice Chancellor of University of Juba, is urging the Judiciary Committee to move the venue away from the city center. What's your take? And if you are in Juba, we are asking you, how has the roadblock and heavy deployment of forces affected your daily activities right here?
It's a Baghdad Diamond Wenisuma iRadio ala numera ta telefon 0911 au itabirisilu risala ala nimra 0913396996.
All right, let's kick the discussion right here. You can share your thought as well via our Facebook page, and do not also hesitate to text us exactly where you're watching this live program from. And let me talk to my first caller. Hi, Radio. Hi, Radio. Mesaha Nur Sotak Shwea Tit Arfa Sod Besit Kerea Willie. Got them right action here, Willie. Wadai malish ka lisan maruf fishino sota kadil tid hali telefonu wala shabaga elo fitri geta bagderer jatani malish kuna wili ayeta bugul bedab shino fi modude. Ay Radio. Ay Radio.
Yes, misal ke Madrama.
Misaha Nur.
Korakol.
Marhab.
Madrama ana maksud le Ay Radio ومقصود كمان لبروفيسور الديشن وجه فوق لانه البلد محتاج بالاثنين، محتاج بالاسلام.
أقول معلش أنا فقط أقول في قطع راديو.
Good evening, Madrama James.
Good evening, Majong Sudan.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I welcome the decision that is really made by the former Vice Chancellor. This morning I woke up to go for evangelations at the University Western Campus. At around 6:20, we were completely locked out by the security forces. We could not access the university unless we used footing. Others were even prevented. So after reaching the university, the rain started. Some of my colleagues were completely barred because they were having cars. Others were using motorcycles. So they could not come for evangelization. So the time went up to 7:40. And then the Vice Chancellor himself, Robert Mayom, came with his guards and then the academic affairs plus the security. We were able to evangelize the exams with the Vice Chancellor himself because there are no staff. All the staff were locked out until the dean came. So this is what is happening in the university because of this trial of the accused in this freedom hall. It is really giving up headaches and negative impacts. Another thing which I have also report that I have got within this is that when the interruption happened yesterday, many students do not have access to internet because others are using smartphones. So the information was passed out yesterday, and 20 students from the number which was supposed to sit for exam did not come because they did not get information. This is because of this interruption caused by the hearing. So 20 students missed the exam today, especially third year in School of Law. This is what had happened, and this is the problem. The third thing which I also realized after there is no tea, there is no any lunch for those who used to cook around within the campus, and then the staff go, maybe if you have something to eat and the student, there is nothing completely because these people are completely blocked. There is nothing within the campus. So it is really making a negative impact within the university and also outside, as the professor put it before. So I concur with him, and there is another hole there around Luri Road at the right hand. So that hole can be used. It is in a very isolated place, not congested, and can hold it, and even bigger than Freedom Halls. So this is really another thing is the harassment. This morning also one was trying to prevent me not to go in. Even when I removed my ID, I said I'm a lecturer. I want to go and evangelize. They said nobody is allowed. And now this is also another obstruction until the officer came, and then he asked me, where are you going? I told him I'm a lecturer here. I'm going to school. So he said, let him go. So others, they are misusing this. They are making us even like, I don't know how they want to describe us. When this hearing is for the public, I have a right even to go and attend the hearing, not even to go to school. But the other soldiers, they are misusing this security guarantee. So I concur with Professor K. Let them transfer the venue to another place. It is really making life harder.
All right. Thank you, Majung Sudan, for sharing your thought with us. Via our Facebook page, we have Daniel Utong that he agree with what Professor John Akechi is saying. If possible, the court session should be relocated to that Mungu Yei Road instead of being at the city center. We have Deng Road. He disagree with what Professor is suggesting, that some other key personnel like defense lawyers probably may fail or feel unsafe to go. For instance, if the court session is relocated to that Therekeka Road. Ring is saying, good evening, Madrama James over there, and listeners of I Radio callers as well across South Sudan. That's a very big point from Vice Chancellor of the University, former Vice Chancellor of University of Juba. Our leaders used to that the main cities, and that's not good. Totally, I appreciate Professor John Akecha for raising that concern. James Siata via our Facebook page is joining us from Western Barkazali State. Thank you. We have Samuel Hual, that the Vice Chancellor of, former Vice Chancellor of University of Juba has the right to say that, but a security concern cannot be debated unless you are telling us the code is a long-lasting project. Keep those messages coming, and shortly I will go through them. My radio.
Yes, hello.
Ayua.
Manama, thank you for the program that you have brought. I really concur with the Vice Chancellor of the Juba University.
Tell us your name first and where you're calling from before you proceed.
Yeah, I'm calling from Baraka, and used to call me Abdallah Lalali.
Go ahead.
You see, those are the voice of voiceless. You see, citizens are really quiet. They really suffer. They don't know what to do. They don't have any voice. So for the Vice Chancellor, I really concur with him. Actually, when they show something that is not good and affecting the citizens, because that court, it is just only for individual. This is individual case, not the nation. That's right. And now to interrupt even the work of the government. Some staffs they don't even reach to their place of work because of that, and that one has an impact. So for me, I really say it is possible. The Department of Military should be looked at least other alternative, as it was said, to help the citizen to at least look something.
All right.
I really say thank you.
Thank you so much, Abdallah Lalolik.
Thank you.
All right. We have Santino Majur. Where are you watching us from? Please put it in the comment section right there. Dian Deng Dian Deng joins us from Wow, Northern Barkasal. According to him, there is nothing wrong in having the court session at Freedom Hall. Government should stop movement in that short period of time. Thank you, Dian Deng. I read you. Get back to us on 0911-022-986-986. We're in Bedap Tasir Tabielga Bita roadblock في داخل جوبا بزان ناس القاد بيستعملوا الشارع بتاع فريدوم هول قاد بأسر معك كيف اي راديو
مدرسة شبكة ما مع ناس
والله
أما المهم أنا قلت إنه الفكرة بتاع الاعتراض ده كلام صح ونينا كله متاج الشعب متاج عشان هو يشغل بيده عشان هو يستفيد والقضية ذات ناس متاجين بو عشان يشوفوا حقيقة وين فأقل حكومة يعمل تجهيز يشوف محل الماين اللي بقدر إنه يشوف الشعب يمشي ينتج بيده وقضية يمشي بطريقة بتاعه ما قاعد سدين يكون ما في قضية كيس كان كونتينيو لكن لاعب المواطن في جنوب السودان كمان ما يقدر كمان ينتج في يده فكلام بتاعه كلام مقبول ده كلام كويس وفي محله.
شكرا جزيلا. كنا أستاذ أقول بمشاركة Joe Maring joins us from that will is thank you. We have Isaac live from that Cairo. Thank you as well. iRadio.
Hello.
أيوة ويليام.
ويليام
مرحب تاني مرة.
كنت المحكمة ده هو كويس وكلامت طبعا عشان كل زول يلقى حق بتاعه او غلطان يلقى حق بتاعه عشان يطلع من المشاكل والمظلوم يلقى حق بتاعه كمان يعني ما مظلوم يلقى حق بتاعه لكن انت عارف اصلا هو في نظام هو اللي صار في بدايه بتاعه ما محكمه ذاته عشان كده من جبال في بدايه الناس جامل في نظام هو اللي ذاته ده فرصه محامين لانه الفيلم هو ده ما المحكمه ده مالته احتفالات مالته شنو ايش المفروض نقول
وده باسر مع مواطن كيف مثلا زيتا يا ويليام
ما ده لك يا اكل عزيز انه ديك الفرصه تدي الفرصه كمان انه ودي لك الفرصه الناس تستفيد من كلام ذاته
نعم
باسر معنا اصلا ما المحكمه في جوبا انت عندك بيجينا كان بدايه كان نعمل معه في بيل ان شاء الله نعمل في بلينيان نعمل في مجري ذاته كويس ما بيكون شنو ما بيكون في زحمه اصلا محل في ناس في السوق قاعدين في سوق سوقيه بيجاي وفي لحظه هناك هم قاعدين جالسين في اليوم ولا قاعدين بيجاي هل تنسى في جماعه باسر والله لو انت كويس بيجاي ما تنسى كوشو تمشي اي صوره بيجاي اصلا انت تسمع اي صوره بيجاي ما تنسى تمشي لما كنت تاثيرات ذاته تيجي من بول في بيتك ذاته تبتيس وده بيتك قاعد جاي بيجاي ده شنو ذاته ده ما المحكمه ذاته ما محكمه في جبل ودي انت كنت من المحكمه كان المحكمه زي ودي في نلو بور ولا ودي في مالك نبغى بناء عمل زي المواطنين ساكت ده ان شاء الله يكون صارم هو محكمه اصلا المحكمه رسل كان في محكمه وصل زي حتى زول يكون غلطان ده يعملوا ده يحكموا لكن ما تقبلين الشوارع هو محكمه تدي منه محكمه تدي ما هو سكر وبيجي محكمه تعالى ده بيكون زي كده ما بيكون زي ده لكن في كلامنا المواطنين الموجودين في الشارع القرآن بدون ودين اول محكمه كان في زاد شغل طلع بعيد بينهم بيننا حتى كان محكمه كاسه حتى في زمان ده كل في محكمه في كاسه وفي عمه ليه ما بعمل احتياج زي ما من هي مثلا يقول لك كام يقول لك كام هو متهم اذا انتوا مقطع يطلعوا لكن اسمه ده بين الشوارع ما تدي لنا فاتا وتجيب فايده ما الناس ما يقولوا لك عاكم هذا هو لا زاد يعني ما فوق الشوارع زاد ما فوق كبار ديك الله يا بلد
شكرا جزيلا ويليام. If in case you have just joined us, you're listening to the Sundown Show on iRadio with me, Madrama James, and now we are talking about the roadblocks and heavy deployment of security forces during the trial of the first Vice President and his 7 co-accused in Juba. How is this security strategies affected to your life or your daily activities? So share your thought with us via our Facebook page or else call us live right here.
You are right where you deserve to be. Your eye on South Sudan.
Hi, Radio.
Good evening.
Good evening, Diang.
Thank you. I think the best channel of the Sudan was a leg haja when the third state of the name. Actually, you can translate Namajung Sudan Haja Salom Gubesava. So, actually, there's nothing wrong with the Freedom Hall, by the way, because this is a public hearing, and the only public place in Juba is Freedom Hall. Government have designed Freedom Hall to take a good number of people, so that activists, international communities, lawyers, judges, even the students from College of Law, they can even be allowed to enter inside. And even the members of the public who are smart, they can be allowed to enter inside because this is a public hearing. Now, I don't know why people complain again. We have that the thing is more than Freedom Hall to accommodate that good number of people I'm seeing online.
Yes, so we have heard from one of our concerned citizens that about 20 students who missed exam. You could imagine that just because of the roadblock, and they were prevented from even accessing some of their offices.
Actually, it is just misquotation of the thing, government would have actually organized this very nicely, knowing that this is a public place and also there are people who are moving.
All right.
Actually, instead of starting bringing security, should have from 6. They should have not actually stopped people, but is that checking people, allow people like the student from University of Duke with the ID card, they would have actually showed the ID card and be allowed to go. And then it's screen out just a random movement and start allowing the student. Exactly from 9, when the court hearing started, this is where they will stop the movement. I told no one will be allowed to go. That from that 1 hour, from 9 to 10, this is where now the court case, I think they can only use the hearing from 1 hour.
Meaning to you, Diany Deng, Freedom Hall is the right place.
Exactly, because there's no another place we can see will accommodate people. So the only thing is that we are aging the security now, so that they will let them reorganize the system, the checking, and also who is moving and who is not allowed to be moving.
Thank you.
People with the identification card, like the student of University of Juba and the lecturers, and also even everybody going to university will be allowed the ID card.
Thank you.
And security should be built the way that citizen right is not taken away. Thank you.
Thank you. Diany Deng Bugol Nam, Freedom Hall ya Aksen Mahala Shanke fa barnamij muhim le beled zede gedi mufio. Hi radio. Hi radio. Naam.
Salam, Mr.
Misaha Nur Munu wa tasal minwen.
Juba, from Juba, Joseph Tombe.
Gadam ya Joseph Tombe. Tabugol shino hala roadblock segad basir make fu Freedom Hall de mahal altam takit gedia de bi gedi mufogo wele gad basir ma muhatinin.
Wallahi taban altabal the last caller who be go Freedom Hall de men do muskila. Haji alfi best and take bita sultan amnia. Fa yanita ka Juba ta shawari ka Juba de maru. Yala fi zaman al-zol mutaham biji bule Freedom Hall bikun fi alternative road bezat charita wazarat de bikun alternative road for time being. Now they can big Jua enough, security will go through back, and then the custom road to be open for movement. The time they are finishing, also they close when they are taking them back. Yana jere coordination. Yala zogul shari matar enad. Shari matar ma bay. Ilaka ta shari matar ma Freedom Hall road de. Ilaka to shunu. Tebi go for shari matar. Tebi go for shari budere. Ita ju go for shari de. Mada azaru bonzado gi sabab le insecurity. Utani amzolde naze maumun tamani anafat. Ma mungkin tamana nafas decision oleh di mahkamah dia hari itu bersilat junusukan kulu. Ma mungkin. Jangan kan nabi bisa kelbedor atanya. Nabi bisa lah jumu. Jadi silat junusukan tuhi oksos. Bara kira di medan dia nu puru sawari kanu nasi sakla. Dia bes mahkamah. Dia bes sakla. Aja dia besi. Aju coordination min sultan amnia. Alasas naze Biden nama rumah bihol. Sawari befatau kan kalas 20 for time bin naze hari. Ma tidak gal zul bija mahkamah. Sawari gi 20 Jos Kabara, Kilan King Bara, Dababa Bara,
all right. Shukran, Joseph. And Joseph is saying the security personnel needs to coordinate with the public and at the same time find an alternative road. Our some that the court proceeding should not be a problem to the public but all citizens to continue with their activities. Hi, radio.
Hello.
You are.
Yeah, it's me Richard, Rock City.
Gadam Richard.
Yeah, ana si support Jamal wonu suwara de. Mushila tana ta Sudan. An maru kan nas kubare kulu kwafin o mona shakir.
Kama alta bonus kalam de.
Iya ja besit taban twali jesh be mala iya mahal sika shawari kulu jesh bes bara. Mushila bata chunu. Ado to monde fiwe.
O de baser maakef.
Ya kalis yani nama ga kulu fi bito mone ina gijerjere fi share na ligo akil yani da shuf kere compound bara al court fogore deza to kebir be shiru ayre jezel kulu jez be kun fi jwa oshna sabab shunu gi bara on munu za to gero dugu ayre nas fi jwana ayre de nas security zolal gite zagi bi deploy jezel wala kan president yawgi futu kan mun ga mun kan mun ma gear system to monde geri jana sa junu Sudan wara gale international community ga na yadde kan na zato nasal gondo adile yes kala mulur nizam tamam man ada to yakun godurugua o fayna ze giban kelemde na sa da babad na sunde gorilla de wen algija ko na kan gale ayo boy de court that ayo ma der gale jafi makama na ka tanje chilu kan ria ma yede gari ada kala sawul kan mun no mushila mon ko jasu bade
shukran
ko di presa le muatini se no mata wen mun ko di le na sijin dema hukuma ya ina biga tabanina manas kubar tana ta jinu Sudan de.
نعم ريتشارد شكرا جزيلا وبرضو ده فعلا حكومة لكن حاجة في موضوع ده قاعد بعصر ما كيف يابقى ناس ونس فوقه هل ده حكومة ولا ده حكومة ده ما برنامج أنا قاعد بناقش فيه وشكرا وصل مشاركة أنا كي رسالتك وصل via our Facebook page. We have James Maturkau that we have seen and heard about the impacts of the trial of the first vice president and 7 others on the citizens. Citizens can't access education and market. In my own opinion, solution isn't changing the Freedom Hall. Security officers should be given advice to respect students and lecturers, allowing them to easy passage as long as they show their identification card. Radio.
Hello, مساء الخير مدرمة.
مساء النور.
معك أكتيفيست ليفي.
قدم ليفي، تصل من وين؟
أنا متصل من جوبا هنا في حنين. بس مداخلة طيب بسيط إنه مدرمة دي ما أول مرة قاعد في جوبا. أنا كل يوم بونس ما في حاجة. ده بيجا كالسة تومن. ده كالسة بتاع جمادل. يعني هم بيجا يعني لأنه they don't consider people. They don't consider human being. You know, هم بس consider ناس بتومن. عشان كده يعني ناقل ونس أنا مونس ما في تغيير بحسن. حاجة في كده منعمل لكن that is not the end. Time will come for them.
شكرا. ناسمع من داي راديو. نعم هل deployment بتاع security forces بالذات في فريدوم هول وباقي طرق تانين في داخل جوبا قاعد باسر معك كيف؟ ناسمع من داي راديو.
الو
نعم.
هذا ما جميل.
ايوه.
يعني موضوع ما شكل يا جماعة ده ما
لك لابد باسمك أول جنوبين بعرف وتصل من وين يلا قدم توال بمشاركة.
هاي اسمي سامويل في شركات.
يلا قدم.
هاي يا أخي كلام ده والله ده ما حاجة للقليل الناس جرا قفل الستات كله يعني كانوا ده فوق مشكلة. ده ما جو دي سورة البطال ما كويس. هول ده يشيلوا ألف ولا 5,000 بيشيلوا ناس كان بيراكي يا جماعة. ده يشيلوا ناس كان ناس سكيورتي كان ناس أورجنايزيشن دي أورجنايز كلامات ده غلط.
تبي يعملوا شنو؟
اللي يعملوا طريقة كويس كده ناس يلا اللي كان جرا في انتقالات هم سيء. يا سيدي بعدين بخاسوا لهم بروفيسور نيجاودي كمان كون شيء كذا. يا مدرسة ما جرا وتكون الكلام ده مشكلة ده مقالات كلها على مرة واحد وتقول كده أي شغل ما في الناس كله بيعرفوا.
نعم شكرا جزيلا وسط مشاركة سامويل. We have Chagoth Botha is watching us live from Uganda and that the roadblock is really affecting the citizens seriously. Let me talk to my last caller for now. I radio.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, you are speaking to Robert, right?
Good to have you.
Yeah. I'm Robert. What is the problem with what is not good? It's all about the roadblock now.
Are you within Juba?
Huh?
Are you within Juba?
Yeah, I'm in Juba. Yeah.
Yeah. How is the roadblock and heavy deployment of security forces affecting you?
Yeah, it is all about the roadblock now. Every work now has been closed now. Even in custom, when you are going to Konyokonyo, you are going to Juba, you are going to Budela. Now even everything are blocked. Now we need.
How is that one? How is that one a big deal or a problem for you?
Huh?
How is it affecting you?
The protection now, even the soldiers, everywhere you find soldiers, even when you go to Elad in Juba, everywhere is having soldiers. Now even people are scaring what's going on. Even when we are doing court, there's no need for soldiers to be everywhere.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Dear listener, up to here we have come to the end of our conversation focusing on the roadblocks and heavy deployment of security forces along that the Freedom Hall and other alternative roads. With that, we have come to the end of our conversation. I've been your host, Madrama James.